We are the chosen generation, called for to show His excellence. All I require for life, God has given me. I know who I am. We are the chosen generation, called for to show His excellence. All I require for life, God has given me. I know who I am. I know. Come in, come in, come in. Thank you. Come in and be part of the show. Come in, click like and share the video if it's going to impact you. I know we've been doing impactful videos, and this one is going to impact you. So come in and listen to what we have to tell you. I know who I am. Yes, I am walking in power. I am walking in miracle. I live a life of favor, and I know who I am. Good afternoon, good evening, anytime you're joining us. I'm glad to have you join us. Thank you for always watching our videos. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for your concerns. I really appreciate all of these. This has helped me to be a better person. This has helped me to think from different people's angles and all of that. The video I did 2-3 days ago got a lot of minds blowing. I talked about selflessness, not making it to be your watchword, not living a life of selflessness as the world will suck you dry. Rather, love yourself first, do good to yourself, and then be considerate towards others. Show empathy, show compassion, show kindness, and then move. Take the world into your hands. Today I am going to talk about responsibility. What is responsibility? What I should say, the responsibleness in responsibility. It sounds like I'm speaking tautology, I'm speaking philosophy. Well, maybe, I wouldn't know, but my husband is a philosopher, and I don't know if I'm speaking philosophy. But there is what is called the ness in something, the responsibleness in responsibility. What makes it what it is? People say, that's a responsible man, that's a responsible woman. What makes a person to be said to be responsible? First and foremost, what's the meaning of the word responsibility? Responsibility is the ability and the opportunity given to you to act independently and take decisions without authorization. You're being given the gap, the opportunity to act, reason, and take decisions as an individual with senses. Responsibility also is what you are being required to do as your job, what you're being required to do as your role, whatever you're being required to do as your obligation, your portion of work, where you're supposed to guide, where you're supposed to guard, the duties you're supposed to do. It becomes your responsibility. Now, responsibility that has been given to you will bear the fruits of accountability in you, will make you to be committed, will make people to see you as being a risk manager. Now, as a responsible person, what do we see in you that will make somebody think that you're responsible? You've been given a duty, you've been given a job, you've been given areas to take decisions on. Now, you have to be level-headed. You have to be fair in decisions you're taking. You have to be compassionate. You have to be respectful. And you have to be accountable while wearing the cloak of courage in these decisions, in these jobs you have been given to do. Now, when you're taking responsibility, when you have been given responsibility, what are the major do's and don'ts? What will make you stand out as a responsible person? Now, remember that when you are being said to be responsible, that means you're a matured man. You have been able to rule well in your affairs. You've been able to rule well in your home. You have been able to rule well and to make productive results in the jobs you have been given to do. To be able to be said to be responsible, to be able to assume that post of a responsible person and being given responsibility, and you're successful at that responsibility, the first thing you have to do is to stop the blame game. The blame game started in the Garden of Eden when God came down and asked Adam, who told you to eat the fruits in the middle of the garden? He said, behold, the wife they gave me, you gave me. The wife who told you to eat, behold the serpent, and all of that. All those blame games they did it stop the punishment? No, it did not stop the punishment. They were all punished. For you, first and foremost, to be successful as a responsible person, to be said to be responsible in the things you do, first and foremost, stop the blame game. You've been given a lineup of duty, and somebody working in your department, the department you oversee, makes a mistake, and they bring it to you, and you're asked of your being query. Instead of taking responsibility because it is in your lineup of schedule to have noticed and corrected it, you start apportioning blame. Oh, it is the water, it is the sand, it is this. Oh, I forgot to move, and that and that and that. Take responsibility for your action. Taking responsibility will give your leader or your boss the notion that you are responsible, you're courageous, you're honest, and you're fair. Stop complaining. You have been given a responsibility. Instead of removing the impossibility that you seem to see lurking in what you want to do, you start and look for way to find loopholes so you won't be able to do it, and say it is not possible. Everything is possible if you set your mind to do it. Rule out the line that says it is not possible and stop complaining. Take responsibility. When you take responsibility, you stop complaining. When you avoid the blame game, you stop complaining. The next thing you do is to take responsibility for the words that come out of your mouth. Take responsibility for even the thoughts you're thinking. Take responsibility for the actions you're doing. Take responsibility for the feelings you have in your heart, and take responsibility for the actions you did not take. It is your decision. It is your life. It is your work. It is your marriage. It is your friend. It is your mother. All these ones, they are your responsibility. And when you own up and take responsibility for this, you will take either the accolades that come for the successes, or the shame, or whatever that comes with the failure. And when you fail, failure doesn't mean that that's the end. It's just for you to step up and move again. Live in the present. There were so many mistakes in the past. There were some things you did not know, you couldn't have affected it. But now, because you know and you are in the present, look at the changes you can make now. Look at the additions you can add now. Look at the way you can benefit your future. Live for now and see how you can use now to affect your future. Use the power of intentions. What do I mean? Intentionally take actions. Intentionally make choices. The choices you make now affect the outcome you have tomorrow. I have chosen to remain in this toxic relationship, not because I want to go, but because of what I want to achieve from it in future. I have chosen to walk away because my life is important. The life of my children is important. My future is important. I have decided to serve God with all my heart, not the way others are doing. You're intentionally taking your life, your moral background, your religious inclinations into your hands to shape your future. Use the power of intentions. Make intentional decisions, and these decisions will affect your future. I want to encourage us, I didn't want to say so much, that whenever you are saddled with responsibilities, there are some decisions you have to take. And the first decision is that I am in. And I take responsibility for all the choices I have made. I take responsibilities for the failures the people are working with me I have made. I take responsibility that the decisions I'm going to make will be for the overall good of this association, of the overall good of this company, overall good and progress of this company. I want to appeal to us that in as much as we want to grow, in as much as we want to make it to the top, that we should, of utmost importance, learn to take our lives in our hands, to take our decisions in our hands, and to be wholly responsible for the decisions we take. I pray, may God help us to make choices that will benefit us in future. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.